Welcome to another video of mine that I made in this wee room where I made it. So we've just got word that the Xbox One X is releasing in the UK and worldwide, I think, on the 10th of November 2020 for the low price of £450. That's $500 to the rest of you Americanised plot holes. So what does that actually mean, right? That means fucking I was right about the price. That's what that means. That's the exciting part. The exciting part's not the machine getting the information. The exciting part is the fact that I was right and you were wrong, right? Aye. Thank Jobby for me, as that big fucking bloated heated cunt would say. No, but in all seriousness, it's good news. We're finally getting this information. It should have been out about 3 months ago, but, you know, who's really counting time, eh? Who's really noticing COVID-19? We really should have known this ages ago. It's sad that it's taken them this bloody long, but at least everything's out. Well, not everything, but price release date, hype can now build, people can now save their cash. If they haven't already. I mean, I assume that if you planned on getting a new console, you would maybe squirrel away something. Then you've got the Xbox SS, which is digital only, which is a bit... it's a wee bit disappointing that it's not got a disc drive. Because I'd be looking for a nice wee secondary machine for the bedroom, but only if it had a 4K Blu-ray player with it, which it doesn't. That keeps the cost down, but I think I'd have probably been happier to pay the extra 50 quid or whatever it would have been for a disc drive. Give us the option. Give us the option, Microsoft. I'm not buying two S-boxes. Bloody hell, if I could speak, that's just the hype. It's the excitement. What I don't get is it's such a low price for what you're getting inside the box. I mean, it's really beefy machine. It's really fucking mental. 16 gig of DDR6 RAM. Even that alone, I was like, what? My PC's got 16 gig of DDR4, I think it is. Maybe, 3 or 4. And it's still, well, it's starting to show its age now, but it is like 8-year-old, 9-year-old. But that's just the RAM. I don't have the greatest of processors or anything like that. I guess an i5 I've got. I'm going to assume the Xbox SX is going to have something far in advance of that. It's also got a really fancy vapor chamber cooling system, which, thank God, this is something I hope Sony is taking note of, because they need to do something about their heating problem. Because no matter what game I play on my PS4 Pro, it sounds like a hairdryer. It's taking off. Every time I'm like, fuck's sake. Like I said before, kinda relaxed playing my games, so I end up playing like a fucking dope. Well, I end up playing like a dope anyway, but that's neither here nor there, you understand? The goodest of good news is out. Now it's Sony's turn. Sony, get your information out there. Also, Microsoft needs to get their launch lineup sorted out, because I still don't know exactly what's coming and what's not coming. It's a bit up in the air still for some bizarre reason. You'd think they would have that locked down, but they maybe release that later on today or in a couple of days' time. At least we know when we can pre-order the machines. I don't know what the availability is going to be like, so we're just going to have to all pre-order and just hope for the best, which is what I'm doing. I like resubmit my registration every few days just to let them know that I'm extra keen, but I'll probably pre-order it in a couple of places up until maybe about 2 weeks before the release date, just to make sure I've got it somewhere. I'd maybe don't suggest everybody does that, because that might be way overkill. And could you imagine forgetting about the pre-order that you've got with someone else and you're like, why the fuck have I got to? Oh no, bastard Amazon, I forgot to cancel that fucking order. But here we are, stuck with this amazing machine. Can you really afford it? Nah, but it's going in the bedroom. It's here now, so it's mine. Fuck off. Leave it alone. You can only pre-order one per customer, or is it per household? I don't know. So I might not be able to do my plan that I've just said there, you know. I'm going to start moving all my Xbox One X games off the internal hard drive in anticipation for this release, and then I'll put them all back on. Well, I'll put all the first party games back on. I want them to run as best as possible, or in open world edition. It's complex computational computations that require some extra beefy power from the SSD. So yeah, finally, we've arrived somewhere that we can go, yeah, finally, it's fucking coming out. I didn't think it was going to happen for quite a number of weeks, and I said that in multiple videos too. Sony must be shiting themselves with the price of these machines, because Xbox went down the really smart road, I think, with the SS and having a less powerful, also less expensive machine components wise. Sony would have thought, wish we fucking thought of that. Bastard! All we've got is two PS5s, one with, one without a disc drive. Don't get me wrong, the one without the disc drive should be cheaper. Probably maybe 50 to 100 quid cheaper, because you're getting less, and these 4K drives aren't cheap. Like they were going around for like 100, 150 on Amazon, and I was like, whew, that's a meaty fucking wee machine there, you know, it's nothing to be sniffed at. But aye, I'm excited now. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. First world problems solved for another afternoon. Now, if only COVID would up itself and fuck off to Spain, or, you know, Mars, that would be great. In fact, why don't it just launch itself into the sun and burn out and die? Yeah, you still have folk that don't believe it's real, even though I had a relative just there go for a COVID test, and because I live with said relative, I can't leave the house until they get the results back. But it's no real, it's all a figment of the government's imagination, and you fucking conspiracy theorists all think it's real. No, see, if you don't think it's real, you're the conspiracy theorist. I'm going to buy you a tinfoil hat for your Christmas, you prick. Anyway, I'll speak to you all later. Adios.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in